Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to complete the hitbox. So last time we left off, we got the hitbox working like we see over here, and hopefully you've made it to this point. But we actually have to finish the hitbox, and there's a few things we're going to do and a few changes. It's going to be a short video. Also credit the life bar on the top there, but really it's both life bars are using player 1. We will be doing health bars soon for player 1 and player 2, but I just added it there. I'll show you how I added it in a second. But let's first jump into the code. First thing you want to do is go to your hitboxactor.h, your header file for your hitbox actor, and you want to scroll all the way down to where over here, and you want to create a new U property, which is this. The damage, this is basically determining the damage the hitbox will do, and a U property is a universal property where you can edit anywhere. Specifically, you want to be able to read and write this in blueprints, and the category is going to also be hitbox, and the name is going to be hitbox damage. So it's a float we're creating called hitbox damage that we'll be able to find in blueprints. Once you've done that, you want to go to your generic fighter game character.h file, and you want to scroll all the way down to damage the player, where you've already written this down. Void take damage float underscore damage amount. We did this previously, but just add this one line above it. U function for universal function blueprint caliber, so that it can be read in blueprints and used in the correct place. Once you've done this, click build, rebuild, and make sure you get 1 succeeded, 0 failed, 1 skipped. Do not move on until you get that. There's no point. And just check your spelling, grammar, and all that stuff. And then we can dive into Unreal. All right, so there's a few things we want to do. The first thing is the whiteboard and BP. Right, so last time we created these 3 categories, and frankly we're only doing one extra thing here. Over here we're adding a hitbox damage amount. So if before we even move on, I'd recommend just saying compile after you've rebuilt it, and if it's complete, go into your whiteboard and BP and go over here to where it shows we're working in the remove proximity hitbox and replace it with an active hitbox. And then where it shows where it's setting the hitbox location, you want to click hitbox damage, and then you want to set the hitbox damage, and you can just connect it like this. Once you've done that, set the damage to 0.1 just for testing purposes, which we might not get into this tutorial, but just have that set up and then connect it to the rest, and nothing else has changed. That's about it. So you can just say compile, make sure it's a green tick, and we can move on. Alright, so now the next step is to go into your hitbox actor BP. Now, we've done part of this, I believe. No, we haven't. So first thing you do is check collision. Much like we've done with spawn hitbox, you just basically right click and you say add custom event, and you name it check collision, and then you connect it to a branch, which once again you can just type in branch. A lot of this stuff is fairly basic, and then over here get player character, you can just type in get player character. Here it is, and is overlapping. Okay, is overlapping actor, so you want to make sure you choose the correct one here. So you go is overlapping actor. Now you'll see there's a couple of options here. You've got is overlapping actor. So we want to use, I believe it's this one, and you can, no, it's not this one, so we can delete that. And I'll tell you how to tell you. It needs to say target to actor. So we're going to go is overlapping actor. We'll choose the top one. Target to actor. Target is actor. That's how you know you're using the right one there. And you can connect this to the branch. You can set a true value. Get to generic fighter game character. Cast to generic fighter game character. Oh, generic fighter game character, this top one. Boom. And this variable will only appear if you have the generic fighter game character code over here set and everything compiled successfully. Crucial. and obviously hitbox damage, right, get hitbox damage. And where is it getting the damage from? It's getting the damage from the y-bit anim. Over here, we reset the damage to when this action happens, 0.1 damage takes place, which is about 10% of your life. Alright, so I think that makes sense. Now the next thing you want to do is click View, click on your hitbox display. Now last time we changed this over here, we deselected everything and we changed this from overlap to where is it now? We made sure that it wasn't working, no collision. And the reason why we had it on no collision, because there was a collision in place, which means if you spawned it in the fighting game beforehand and you punched and collision was turned on, it would move you backwards because your mesh would be colliding with it and it just wouldn't work out properly. That's why we set it to no collision, but the correct method is overlap all. And just for the time being, just tick these on and compile. Make sure everything is A-OK for that. And then once you've done that, we can go to the character HUD. All I did was I took this bottom one over here, dragged it over here, and I clicked over here and I chose the same health bar just for the time being. And automatically that meant it had, if I select this graph, it had the same features already and all was well in the world. I wasn't too stressed out about this. And the other thing I did, if we go here, all I did was I select this character and I copied it. I pressed Control C, Control V, and I pulled it this way. Let me just delete the character. And that's all I did. And then I just rotated the character by selecting this and just rotating it into the correct angle so that it's in the right place. And then I press play just to make sure I know where I'm starting and where the character is starting. And it looked right to me, so I'm quite happy with that. So that's all I've done in this tutorial. Just completed the hitbox and set up the hitbox so that it's easy to add the hurtbox. So let's quickly go over some of the stuff here so you know what's cracking. So in this event graph here, so currently we're using the player index character 0. Let's quickly go over here and see what character we're using here. Let's type in player. So this is using player index character 0. Let's change this to player index character 1, just so that it's the second character. And once we've done that, save current, delete that. Everything else can remain the same, but this means when we go to our character HUD, there's a few things we want to change. So this is set to player 1. We probably want to set this to player 2 and remove binding, and we're going to create a new binding. And this is going to be get player health bar percentage as well. And currently I don't like the name, so I'm actually going to go back here, remove binding. I'm going to rename this health bar. In fact, I'm just going to go P1 underscore health bar, Control Alt, Control C to copy, rename this one, and then just change this to P2 for player 2. And let's go over here, bind, create new binding, get P2 health bar. Perfect. So now I'm just going to go back here. I'm going to select this one here. I'm going to view the graph. Okay, everything is here already, so they're both open. And I'm probably going to rename this function. So select this over here, delete, select this over here, rename. So I'm going to say get P1 underscore Health bar percentage 0. There we go. So we've got player 1 and player 2, and we know what's what. Alright, so in player 1, I'm just going to copy this, Control C, and this would be in the character HUD. Then over here, I'm just going to paste this. And change this to 1. And connect this to this. Connect this to this. I'm just going to delete that. Bring this up here. Let's make it look a little neater. And let's see if this works. Press play. So currently it won't show, which is fine. But we want it to show because we actually want to see the damage. And just for the sake of time, time's a bit tight on the side, we're going to end it off over here for now. So it doesn't look like much has happened, but if you've managed to follow along, a lot of the groundwork for the next few videos has now been done, and you will eventually see damage on that end. The reason why I'm not doing it is because there's going to be a lot more code I need to make changes to, and I think this is a decent chunk for the day. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.